So everyone remembers this, right? Dana White gifted a podcaster $250,000, which the host posted on his social media channels. Many were taken aback. However, White went into a safe space with a host who will not push back on anything he says and uttered the following.
Let me set this record straight. First of all these people on the internet, go yourself. Okay? However the fuck I want to spend my money. Mind your own business, number one. Number two, if you look at what Kyle and the Nelk boys have done as far as Howlerhead and a lot of other things that they've done, those kids have never asked me for anything, ever. Don't count other people's money and mind your own business.
Yeah, somehow you became an when really it was one of the nicest friends gifts I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, somehow this piece of just gifted a friend of his $250,000. It's like, well, I think that's... Isn't that a nice gesture?
Yeah. Pretty cool. Well, what they act like, what these, and a lot of this is driven by the scumbag MMA media. So what happens is...
The host, Pat McAfee, allows Dana White to deceive the truth and cheers him on as the UFC president rails in a Trumpian way against the media. Let's be clear. Aljamain Sterling took a dig at you. Dan Hardy took a dig at you. Writing, retweet if you think Uncle Dana should give all of the UFC's top 15 ranked fighters $250,000 for their next birthday. Another wrote, which will for sure draw the ire of White, when we starting the union, boys?
They act like there's this massive safe here at the UFC offices that says fighter pay on it. And I go in there and I just grab whatever I want out of the fighter pay.
Of course.
No, you pieces of This is money that I actually have made over an entire career, and I will spend it however the I want.
Hey! Hell yeah! Hey!
You see, White's theatrics, his brashness, his swearing, his Trumpian tactics, his gifting a podcast for $250,000, it is all an act hand in hand with creating a distraction and a curtain to the real problems that go on behind the scenes. Thanks to federal disclosure forms, we can see exactly how much the UFC is spending on official lobbying missions. We also know who they employ to do this, what branches of government they target, and what specific issues their lobbyists are focused on.
Well, one of the things that I've really tried to do through this whole thing is stay out of politics.
Recent disclosure form releases show us that in the last 2 quarters of 2021, the UFC started lobbying work on a specific set of bills, HR 842 and S 420. These bills are known as the Protecting the Right to Organize Act of 2021. What a title. The disclosure forms also list employment status of mixed martial artists as an issue of concern for the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Whatever your deal is, or whatever I'm not a real political person.
Those 2 issues were part of a package of issues. The UFC paid Brownstein Hyatt Farber Schreck LLP to conduct lobbying work on. The UFC typically pays this firm $80,000 a quarter for lobbying work. So to date, the UFC has disclosed $240,000 worth of spending on the Right to Organize Act of 2021, among other issues.
But I'd be honored if you'd speak at the Republican convention for me. And I was like, I'm honored that you asked me, and of course I will. And I did it, and I'm telling you, since the guy has become president, I've been to the White House 4 times for dinner.
HR 842 was introduced into the House of Representatives on February 4th, 2021 by Robert Scott, a Democrat from Virginia's 3rd District. According to Congress.gov, the bill expands various labor protections related to employees' rights to organize and collectively bargain in the workplace. An identical version of the bill was introduced to the U.S. Senate under the name S-420 on February 24th by Patty Murray, the senior senator for Washington, also a Democrat.
American businessman and president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship Mixed Martial Arts Organization, Dana White.
What's up, GOP? Good evening, everyone. My name is Dana White. I am the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Thank you. I'm sure most of you are wondering, what are you doing here?
I am not a politician. I am a fight promoter. But I was blown away and honored to be invited here tonight. And I wanted to show up and tell you about my friend, Donald Trump.
Among the specific details in these bills are revisions of the official definitions of employee, supervisor, and employer. The bills seek to broaden the scopes of these terms.
No is never the answer.
The bills also seek to permit labor organizations to encourage their union members to participate in strike actions initiated by other labor organizations. The bills also seek to add protections for union members against employers who might want to persecute them for being a part of secondary strikes.
There's a lot of people to thank, but let me start with Governor DeSantis. I'm going to turn it over to Governor DeSantis.
All right. Thank you, Dana. And I told Dana, I said, you come to Florida, we will make it happen.
In 2020, The Athletic found nearly 80%, 79.4% to be exact, of MMA athletes reached as part of The Athletic's inaugural fighter survey said they would be in favor of organizing with their peers in a way comparable to the pro unions and associations in other sports. Only 6.5% of fighters said they would oppose such a move, while 14.1% said they were unsure or preferred not to answer. In their survey, The Athletic's MMA staff polled 170 professional fighters across a range of promos, age groups, experience levels, and countries about a variety of issues facing MMA. Athletes participated with the assurance of anonymity. MMA also isn't regulated at the federal level the same way boxing is under the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. So during the sport's formative years, promoters were free to design much of the landscape to their benefit, observers have argued. All it is a distraction to have you not feel for the fighters, to show this cool and hip and trendy and in the know persona of what these guys do. One fighter had to take out a GoFundMe just to pay for training bills. Another said he had to fight because he had no money. That's Dana White's world. That's what he wants of his fighters. A flyweight champion, I remember, got paid less than what he gifted a podcaster. How, if you don't see it at this point, I don't know what to tell you. He's trying to put on this persona to distract you from how porous of a businessman he is. He is very good in certain aspects. I will give him that. But taking care of his roster, union busting, not cool. Not cool at all. These are issues that White keeps running and specifically lobbying from. Also, attacking the media is low-hanging fruit that he knows some fans will nibble on. When it was the fighters that were making a ruckus out of this, not the media. As always, peel back the curtain, you'll get your answer.